So I want to transition here into the figures involved in the cover-up at the White estate, namely Arthur and Willie White. You just mentioned Willie White here recently. On page 10 of the book, you write this. For the first 63 years of its existence, the White estate's day-to-day operations were controlled by Ellen White's son, Willie, and her grandson, Arthur. Both men were painfully aware that their positions were the product of nepotism and did their best to put forward a front of objectivity. But it was only a facade. In Willie's case, he was fully aware that the nature of his mother's so-called visions was nothing like what the prophetess had claimed and the church had been taught. Close quote. So you just mentioned this in passing.
Yeah.
Can you expand on this a little bit more for the audience? Are you saying that there is evidence that shows Arthur and Willie White were involved in upholding that Ellen was someone that she was not?
Absolutely. I mean, Willie White, in his training of, and of course, Doris Robinson was with him. Doris was a male, Dores, and he was the grandson-in-law of Ellen White, so he was in the nepotism world too. But when they trained Fanny Bolton, who was kind of naive about things, she had been converted to Adventism, and she was all an Ellen White worshiper. She was way more serious about Ellen White stuff than Ellen was, as far as all her stuff. But she was a strict vegetarian, ovo-lacto vegetarian, etc. And Ellen was down in the 200-pound porkers. But anyway, when they get her back to California and start training her, they don't want her thinking what the church members in general think about the visions. They have to help her realize, hey, that's not what you're going to run into here. She gets these quotes, panoramic general views. It's the way he describes it is it's almost a joke, like something she might dream at night or something. Nothing to do with God downloading all this information that they claim in the 2000 visions and stuff, where she's writing out page after page that God supposedly dictates to her. I mean, Willie's very candid about that. No, it's nothing like that. And yet that's exactly what the church was taught and what they believed. So right off the bat, Fanny was exposed to the fact that, holy Toledo, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And then all the plagiarism and everything starts coming in after that. And it's not surprising that both Mary and Fanny were at their wits' end trying to work for Ellen, given what she was pulling off. But the more they knew, the worse it got for them. And of course, Ellen then turns on them and does everything she can to basically destroy, especially Fanny, because Fanny was willing to talk about things, and you just couldn't do that if you were part of Ellen's inner circle. But my own bias is that Willie certainly knew, and Arthur no doubt knew, because he was living in the home with Willie. He was his son. He heard all the discussions. He knew what was going on. He inherited the White estate from his father. So whatever Willie knew and believed, Arthur would have known. And all we have to do is look at Arthur in this last book to see that he's the most Machiavellian kind of personality imaginable.
Just a scumbag.
Yeah, absolute scumbag.
That's just the succinct way to put it.
Yeah.